Hey, it's Pastor Foolish here. How many of you got a nice night, clear night, you can look up at the stars and see the awesome star blanket that God spread out for you tonight? How many of you are inclined to be grateful to Him for it? I know I'd like to see that chest drawer that He puts that blanket in. Must be huge, man. Where I'm at, northern Michigan, it's like the Arctic out here. Thanks to the polar vortex from Obama. It just makes it easy for the artificial idiocracy to make it more snowy, icy, and miserable, and windy and cold. So I've been binding out the Arctic weather in Earth for this area, and loosening the Earth for this area an early spring. So now we just got to get physics involved. We got to get the planet to tilt where this side of the planet is getting more sunlight. So let's all do that now. Let's lean to the south. Lean to the south. Let's do it. Lean to the south. Get it warm in Michigan. Well, I found an interesting story. I actually remembered it from a child, but I found it again today in Genesis 38. The story of Tamar, the righteous prostitute. Well, Judah had two sons at the time. Well, he had a third son that was still a little small child. But the oldest son married a woman named Tamar. And God didn't like him, so he killed him. And then Judah told his other son, the second son, take her as your wife and bear children with her, as is your duty. Well, when he had sex with Tamar, he would pull out and squirt all over the bed or the floor, anywhere but in her, so that he didn't get her pregnant. And this angered God, so he's like, he kills that son, and Judah tells Tamar to go live as a widow in her father's house until his youngest son gets old enough to marry, and then they'll go get married. Well, the oldest son grew up and the marriage never happened, and Tamar got upset. And she went to a town on the side of the highway that Judah was taken to a city. And she disguised herself. She took off her widow clothing and put on prostitute clothes and sat there on a wall by the highway. And Judah saw her and was attracted to her. And he went and had sex with her, and then to pay her, he offered her one of his young goats from his flock, because obviously Judah had money. And she said, well, how will I know I'll get that goat? Give me your signet and wire and your staff that to hold as collateral. Well, Judah sent the goat to trade back for his signet and stuff, all his identifying hardware, and she couldn't be found. So then somebody came and told Judah, hey, your your daughter-in-law from your dead sons, she's pregnant. She's been being a prostitute. And so they all converged on her and took her to burn her alive. And she sent to Judah, see if you recognize the signet and this wire and this staff. And he recognized them as his own. And he stopped her execution right there and said, she's more righteous than I am. Because if I had just gave her the son that I promised her, none of this probably would have ever happened. And that's an instance where prostitution is justified. There's other instances in the Bible, but that's an interesting one from the Old Testament, way back at the beginning of it.
Blessed assurance, Jesus is mine. And oh, what a foretaste of glory divine. Ever salvation, purchase of God, born of His Spirit, washed in His blood. This is my story, this is my song, praising my Savior all the day long. This is my story, this is my song, praising my Savior all the day long. Perfect submission, perfect delight, visions of rapture now burst on my sight. Angels descending, rain from above, echoes of mercy and whispers of love. This is my song, praising my Savior all the day long. This is my story, this is my song, praising my Savior all the day long. Submission, all is at rest. I in my Savior am happy and blessed. Watching and waiting, looking above, filled with His goodness, lost in His love. This is my story, this is my song, praising my Savior all the day long. This is my story, this is my song, praising my Savior all the day long. This is my story, Savior all the day long. This is my story, this is my song, praising my Savior all the day long, all the day long. This is my story, this is my story, this is my story.
Pastor Foolish here. If you like any of my content or anything that I'm teaching you, please support this ministry. Hit the donate button to donate to ELMC on the blog, or go to bamv.com and buy some DVDs or MP3s and donate if you would.